On the surface, the High Priestess looks like a celestial queen on her throne, and so she is. But there's so much more to her than she's willing to tell. Some things cannot be taught, they can only be learned. Let's first reflect on the previous two cards. In the state of oneness, the Fool becomes self-realized, and now he wants to do something. As the Magician, before him are the elements he needs to be the creator of his existence. This is when the High Priestess will engage her magic. She will grant our Magician the power to manifest his creation, for she is the divine feminine, keeper of the sacred life spark. The number 2 represents duality. This is the balancing of two values that are generally opposites of each other. The High Priestess could have no other number. The imagery on this High Priestess card grants us our first definitive correspondence between Tarot and Kabbalah, so let's take a closer look. This mysterious lady sits on a throne that is set between two pillars. One pillar on her right side is black and marked with a B. The pillar on her left side is white and marked with a J. These pillars represent the structural support of the Temple of Solomon. Black and white refer to the positive and negative forces balanced as the yin and the yang. The B stands for Boaz, which means in him is strength, and the J stands for Yakin, which means the beginning established by God. Historically, the pillars of Solomon's temple were brass, and the B pillar was on the left of the temple entry, and the J pillar was on the right. There's a logical reason that this card shows these pillars in reverse. When pilgrims enter the Temple of Solomon, they were entering God's house. However, on this card, the High Priestess is sitting at the exit of God's house, so pilgrims will be exiting God's house and entering a manifested life. Between these pillars is a veil adorned with pomegranates and palm trees. The veil hides what's on the other side. One can only get to the other side by passing through the High Priestess. It's important to note that pomegranates are a feminine symbol representing life. Palm trees are a masculine symbol representing eternal life. Our mysterious lady also holds the Torah, but it's partially hidden by her mantle. It's obvious that the High Priestess is the keeper of sacred secrets. These are only 2 of them. At her feet is a waxing crescent moon. Waxing means that it's in the first stages before appearing full. The diadem on her head is that of a full moon, and it's a variation of the headdress of Ra. Ra is the Egyptian god of the sun who was the creator of the world. While Ra sports the sun, Our Lady wears the moon. The moon, as you know, does not have any illumination of its own. The light of the moon is merely a reflection of the sun's light. So, too, is man a reflection of God. So, the diadem represents the fullness of God. The crescent moon at her feet represents man at the beginning of his cycle of growth. On her chest is a solar cross, the equal arms of which denotes balance. When you put the solar cross into a circle, it is the astrological glyph that represents Earth. Again, you are leaving God's house, bound for Earth. In a reading, the High Priestess is saying to you, the answers you seek are already inside of you. You'll hear them if you're open and receptive. She will reveal to you what you need to know, often in ways that are unexpected. She wants you to remember where you came from, because one day you'll be returning. Reconcile the shadow side of who you are and find strength in the balance of light and dark. When the Fool is self-realized, the Magician will create. However, in spite of all that the Magician has been given to use at his own discretion, it is only from the kiss of the High Priestess that his intention can generate the power to manifest. The secret power behind her kiss is, to this day, hers to keep.